Hello everyone, this is Dr. G. Anita Hebsiba, Department of Chemistry, Dr. S.N.S. Rajalakshmi College of Arts and Science, Coimbatore. In this lecture series, we were discussing about the different types of dyes, their properties and their application method. In this particular video, we will be discussing about disperse dyes. What are disperse dyes? Actually, they are a type of synthetic dye which are used to color synthetic fabrics like polyester, nylon, acrylic and polypropylene. They are polar molecules and they contain anthraquinone or azo group. Azo group is N triple bond N group. Anthraquinone group contains double bond O, fused to a benzene ring. These dispersed dyes are insoluble in water and are applied to the fabric from an acidic bath. When you look into the properties of these dispersed dyes, they exhibit a poor color fastness, which means they can transfer color to other fabrics or skin. They get faded away and they transfer the color to other fabric. Light fastness, they have good light fastness rating of 4 to 7. Washing fastness, dispersed dyes have a good washing fastness rating of 4 to 5. A color modification. The colors of dispersed dyes do not undergo chemical modification during printing. So, the expected color can be obtained during printing or dyeing. So, there is no change of color when you use dispersed dyes as a dye. Dispersed dyes are non-ionic dyes, so they are free from ionizing group. Actually, they are ready-made dyes and are insoluble in water and have very low water solubility. So, since they are insoluble in water, but how will we use it for dyeing? They are organic coloring substances which are suitable for dyeing hydrophobic fibers. So, cotton, they belong to the category of hydrophilic. Here we have only hydrophobic, which are exhibited by synthetic fibers. Dispersed dyes are used for dyeing man-made cellulose ester and synthetic fibers, especially acetate and polyester fibers, and sometimes nylon and acrylic fibers too. Since they are insoluble, we need carrier or a dispersing agents for dyeing with dispersed dyes. That's why we call them as disperse. They disperse into the filament of the synthetic fiber. That's how they are used for dyeing. Of all dyes, dispersed dyes are of smallest molecular size. That's why they are able to diffuse into the filament. Generally, dispersed dyes are derivatives of azo, anthraquinone, nitro and quinine groups. They do not undergo any chemical change during dyeing. When we talk about VAT dyes, they undergo a series of chemical changes. That is, the leuco-insoluble form of VAT dye becomes soluble form and then it becomes oxidized to insoluble form again. Here in the case of dispersed dyes, there is no such chemical change taking place during dyeing. In presence of nitrous oxide, textile materials dyed with certain blue and violet dispersed dyes with an anthraquinone structure will fade in the presence of nitrous oxide. This is called gas fading of dispersed dyes, which is a defect of this dye. So when the dye is exposed to a nitrous oxide environment, there are chances of that dye to get faded away. Dyeing method. Dispersed dyes are added to water with a surface active agent to form an aqueous dispersion. Because they are insoluble in water, but anyhow you have to put in water and you have to disolubilize it. So for that purpose we need a surface active agent which will help in the dispersion of that particular dye. The insolubility of dispersed dyes enables them to leave the dye liquor as they are more substantive to the organic fiber than to the inorganic dye liquor. So the dispersed dye, it is not very much substantive to the inorganic dye liquor. So it will always have a tendency to move from the dye liquor state to the organic fiber in which it is more substantive. The application of heat to the dye liquor increases the energy of dye molecules and accelerates the dye to pass through the textile fiber. So here these dispersed dyes, they function in a different way. It is not like simply absorption, exhaustion, all those things, but simply the dispersed dye will diffuse into the filament of the fabric, that is synthetic filament, and then by the application of heat they get more energy. The dye molecules get more energy, and the level of diffusion becomes more, so that the particular synthetic fiber gets dyed. So this is how dispersed dyes are used for dye application. You use heat energy, make the dispersed dyes to diffuse, and then get absorbed into the filament. Advantages: increase lustre and smoothness. When you use dispersed dyes, they just increase the lustre and smoothness. Sometimes the improved dye absorption is seen, and then easier care too. Thank you.